Hey everyone, and welcome to episode number 10 of How to HR. Hi there, I'm Kristy-Lee, director and founder of the Footprint Group, host of the People Powered Business podcast, and of course, founder of Your People Powered Business, the membership community for anyone in business that doesn't have an internal HR manager and yet has a team they need to manage. So welcome to today's episode of How to HR. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. This is our weekly video series where we give you a bite-sized snippet of something really practical when it comes to HR, whether it be managing your team, being compliant with the legislation, dealing with challenges, HR headaches, whatever it is, this weekly video series has the answers for you. Now, in today's episode of How to HR, we're looking at how to be compliant with the changes to the casual definition, or the definition of a casual employee in the Fair Work Act. So to give you a little bit of background, there's been a reform bill, basically, the Fair Work Act Amendment Bill, with some other long title attached to it, before Parliament since December. It's been in their ages. And what they were proposing was a raft of changes to the Fair Work Act. What I can tell you is that only one of those 5 changes actually came to fruition, and that change has now passed through Parliament and is live within the Act itself. So this change has to do with the definition of casual employees. The reason it's come about is, you may have heard in the media and the news over the last couple of years, there's been various cases which have gone before the Fair Work Commission which have seen employees effectively double dipping. So these were employees who were casual employees and therefore receiving a 25% casual loading, which, if you employ casuals, you'll know is in lieu of the fact that they don't get any leave entitlements. So these employees were getting the casual loading, but because their pattern of work changed and became more permanent in nature, they went to court, to the Commission, to seek entitlements, including leave. And they were successful. Ridiculous, right? They effectively double dipped. They got their casual loading and then they got their leave entitlements. So this has been a problem that's been brewing for quite some time. And if these changes were not made, it was going to create havoc for industries that employ a lot of casuals, and even for industries that don't employ a lot of casuals, but for whom the casuals that they were employing became more permanent in terms of the pattern and nature of their work. So the changes that have come into effect deal with the definition of a casual employee, the rules around converting a casual to permanency, rules around giving casuals a document known as a casual employee information statement, and rules for small businesses. So let me run through them with you. Firstly, the key thing that has changed is the definition of a casual. So under the Fair Work Act, and I'm going to read from a screen next to me so I get the wording exactly right for you, a person is considered casual if an offer of employment is made by an employer on the basis that there is no firm advance commitment to continuing and indefinite work according to any agreed pattern of work. So no firm advanced commitment to continuing and indefinite work, and the employee accepts the offer on that basis. And I think this is really important wording, because what it means is when you're making an offer of casual employment, you can't offer someone casual work and tell them that there's basically going to be a permanent position. That won't stand up. But if you offer genuinely casual work with no firm advance commitment and the employee accepts the offer of employment on that basis, they will be considered a casual, no matter if the pattern of work changes after that. So that's going to stop that double dipping issue. Big win for everyone. Now, the other key changes have to do with your requirement as an employer to offer the casual to convert to permanency if their work patterns become more consistent with someone that's permanent. So there's more of a regular and systematic approach to the work. Now, currently under many of the awards, the casuals have a right to request this conversion. This change is going to really put the onus back on employers should that casual worker become more regular and systematic. The rules effectively are, if the casual has been with you for 12 months and for the last 6 months of that time their pattern of work has been consistent and regular, just like a permanent employee, you as the employer have the obligation to, within 21 days of their 12-month anniversary, offer to convert them to permanent part-time or permanent full-time. They then have 21 days to respond to your offer, and they don't have to accept, but the obligation is now on you to make the offer. So you're going to want to keep an eye on dates of employment, patterns of work, making sure that you're compliant with making that offer to allow the employee to convert if they want to. Now, that's one thing that's now going to fall on your shoulders. Secondly, there is also something known as the casual employee information statement. Now, the law's just passed. I literally haven't seen a copy of this yet, but it will be very similar to the current Fair Work information statement that you have to give all new employees that join you. You're going to have a requirement to give that to every casual employee that joins you. Now, if you are a small business, so if you employ 14 or fewer employees, then you won't have an obligation to offer the conversion. However, the casuals in your business, if they meet that criteria, will be able to request to convert. And of course, you'll only be able to decline that request on reasonable business grounds. Now, of course, there's a lot of nuances in all of that legislation. I'm just giving you a big picture here today. But if you employ casual staff in your business, I think it's really important that you have a look at the terms under which you've offered them casual work, and was it genuine casual work that you were offering? Have they been with you for 12 months or more? And there is going to be sort of a transitional period here, of course, because some people will have been with you 7 months already. And for the 6 of the last 12 months, has there been a regular and consistent pattern of work that would, reasonably look like a permanent pattern of work to anyone else? So ongoing basis, without significant adjustment, it looks the same. That week in, week out, basically, is the crux there. So if that's the case, you are going to have, and you employ 15 or more employees, you are going to have an obligation to offer the conversion. There's going to be a process you're going to need to go through. As with everything, document. And you're going to have this extra obligation to give them a casual employee information statement, which will basically spell out their rights in regards to this as well. So I just wanted to highlight for you in this week's How to HR these changes, because it is topical, it is right now, and it is something that's very new, and for many of you may be something you need to consider. I think this is a great introduction to the Fair Work Act. We really did need that clarity around casuals to prevent double dipping. And I think clarity is always something that's good in terms of our employer-employee relationships. Of course, I think we could have done a lot more with a reform bill than what we just have, but that's what we've got. So that's what we're dealing with. If you have any information, you need support around your casual employees, pop a question here in the group. More than happy to respond to that for you. And before I go today, I do want to let you know, of course, it would be remiss of me not to let you know that the doors to your people-powered business, our HR membership community for businesses that have teams of staff, whether it's 5 or 50, but do not have an internal HR manager, want support with their HR, want to remove the overwhelm and the uncertainty when it comes to building and managing their team and being compliant with things like this in the Fair Work Act. We're open right now only until the 30th of March. We only open the doors to welcoming new members a couple of times a year, and we're excited to let you know that right now is one of those times. I'll put a link under this video, but if you head over to peoplepoweredbusiness.com.au, you'll be able to click on the big pink button on the front page and find out more there. I've just been recording videos to welcome new members. I'd be excited if you'd like to join us. And of course, if you have any questions about the membership or whether it's right for you, let us know here in the group or send me a direct message. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you have to see if this is right for you. That's it for me for today for How to HR. I'll be back next week with episode 11. In the meantime, have a fabulous week, and I look forward to talking to you soon. And I hope to welcome some of you in as members into your people-powered business. Take care, everyone.